for that wonderful introduction, but I told you don't read all that stuff. Just get up here and tell them I gotta have my watch off. Like Stephanie told them, I am definitely a bar junkie, so that's why I'm here, because I'm here to keep you on schedule. Pretty much that's it. You know, when bar junkies come around, this is what we do. First, I would like to thank Alicia Roberts Johnson for inviting me. Stephanie, Chitty, our first African-American male president. I cannot wait. Michael York, do not try to hide. You are definitely on tap for the next president-elect designee. And yes, I know it's scary. They have your schedule ready for you for the next 4 years. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. And to the bar staff, you really make everything work. Sylvia, I know you're probably out in the back still making sure that everything runs right, but I just want to make sure that I give kudos to her and a big hug, because I know how hard it is to set this up. And a big step up in the discipline world, you are now with diversity. She used to be over discipline, y'all, I'm just saying. That's a different world. Okay, Alicia asked me to talk today about what diversity means to me. The short answer is that everyone is represented and everyone is included. That is simply the short answer. It's the answer that's on our Supreme Court of the United States: equal justice under the law. What does that mean? Simply put, doing what's right by everyone. No matter where you come from, if you're a black girl from Mississippi or whether you were born in Virginia, that's exactly what it means. Wayne Dyer, who is this? He was a famous, some people know him, some people don't, but he was a famous author and really spiritual leader, self-development person. He said that while the world of reality has its limits, the world of our imagination is without boundaries. Who in here, okay, I know you sleep, it's 8:45, I'm trying my best. Who in here has let their imagination run wild? Who has thought something when you were younger and you just went crazy? It drove you bananas. Your blood pressure went up. Who has done that? I know. There you go. Yay! People are raising their hands. We've got some interaction going on here. I know that I have. And that's exactly what I see as this diversity conference and what diversity means to me. It means you can do limitless. It's unlimited. Your boundaries are out of control. I know people look at me and they go, Doris, Stephanie set the stage for us. She said, you are always doing the impossible. No, I'm always doing what I think my imagination can allow me to do. Diversity conference, it's kind of hard to tell you to go out and do diversity because you are the people in the room. You're in the room where it's happening. So I guess I just really want to tell you to continue to do what you've been doing. You can do and be and achieve anything that you can possibly imagine. Those who really know me, Jasmine's in the back of the room, she can tell you, I believe this without fail. Diversity, as I see it, is the more ideas, the more people, the more groups of people, the more different areas of practice, your race, your gender, your sexual orientation, your demographic regions, your religion, your intellectual abilities and your intellectual and your physical abilities. I don't use disabilities because I have a daughter who has a disability but is only disabled. I just mean that you're able to do it. It's an infinite number factorial. Some of you know I'm a math major, and if you haven't ever done factorials, if you say 5 factorial is really 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Well, I have an infinite number of factorials of what the diversity conference can do. When I first thought about this, I said, they asked me because I know I'm the first black woman. I've come from Mississippi. I went to the top tier law school of Thurgood Marshall School of Law. You're constantly breaking these boundaries and you're constantly doing things. But that's what the diversity conference has done for me. Your support here has changed lives. I have seen students from the first diversity mentorship that have gone on to law school. I have seen students from your Hill Tucker Bar Institute that have gone on to be lawyers. That's just in this short period of time since the diversity conference has started. We have our first Hispanic woman president right now, Stephanie Grana. We also And let's not forget that Chitty is on his way. Diversity Conference, you must continue and to do and make the impossible possible. Make it where people know that whatever they want to do in the bar, they can do it. Yes, when I first started the bar did not look like me. The pictures on the wall didn't look like me. Definitely the ones who made up, what is it called? Bar council didn't look like me. But that all looks different now. Women are the #1 group that's going to law school. Minorities, yeah, we're still on a low totem pole, but guess what? The Diversity Conference is making that change. Every year they have the Summer Hill Tucker Law Institute at the University of Richmond. They need students. I'm just putting a plug out there. I'm going to try to get mine to go. We need students from high school, so if you have a high school student, yes, please see Courtney. I think the Diversity Conference, most importantly, needs to go out and tell your story. I think that if you tell your story, like you asked me to come up here and tell you my story, it's no magic. It was just those simple words from people who say, oh, you can do this. Kevin Martingale, are you going to become president of the Virginia State Bar? I sat around the table enough times to know that. It's just those little encouraging words to different people to say, hey, you can make a difference. Again, Wayne Dyer says, when you change the world, you look at the things you look at. Nope, let me turn it back. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. You all, let me tell you. 8:54, okay. Let me tell you. I just bought a new car. Some of you know. It's not so new, but it's new to me. I call her Tiffany. Yeah, Tiff for short. Yeah, she's really cute. She's mine. I won't let anybody ride in her or eat in her, but I did let Lori ride. Well, just Taylor ride last night. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But, and Latoya, I did give her a ride too. Okay, I'm getting off path now. Tiffany had to go back just to me. But anyway, when you first buy something, like women, especially men, I know you really don't, but when you first buy a color that you really think is cute and it's popping on you, you haven't seen this color, all of a sudden, when you walk into a place, everybody has on that color. But that's what Wayne Dyer is saying. He said that when you change the way you perceive things, when you change that perception of what you want it to be, things around you will change. You will start seeing that color everywhere. You will start to see things happening everywhere. Diversity Conference, we started off little. Yes, I was there from the conception. I'm telling you, you had no idea, but sometimes you're the only woman in the room, sometimes you're the only black woman in the room, and sometimes you're the only black woman in the room. But as Hamilton says, you have to be in the room where it happens. I think Brian was in the room. Brian Wesley was in the room with Providence Napoleon came in to ask for funding. But before then, just to ask for the Diversity Conference, the imagination was wild. Oh, as soon as they get Diversity Conference, they're going to want to do this. They're going to want to have funding. They're going to want to do this. True enough, all of that was true. But the first step was to get the but the first step is to get the Diversity Conference. Brian was in the room. There were people who had things to say. Because guess what? This was a threat, but it's not. The more you have, the better it is. And I'm telling you, had nobody more perfect than Providence Napoleon that came in that asked for the funding. And believe you me, I think she all had us spellbound. And that's why diversity got the funding. But we know that when you start out and you see things differently and you keep that perspective, things can change. And I'm proud of the Diversity Conference, but I want to challenge you to keep going. That there are no boundaries on this. There's no boundaries of what you can and can't do. I want to make sure that I just leave you, because I have 3 minutes to get you back on track. I see you, Alicia. Seeing what should be and what ought to be. Making sure that you know what affects one directly affects all indirectly. Knowing that every time that this diversity conference puts on something that you support it. The Virginia State Bar supports you 100%. All of us are volunteers. As I said, I'm a bar junkie. We don't get paid to do this. We just love it. We love what we do, and we want to see things happen. And no matter if you ask Stephanie, Chitty, Michael, myself, most of the time, well, for me anyway, you're going to get a yes answer. We're going to come and do what you ask us to do. And why? Because at this point, you know, I'm always one of those, okay, y'all sleep again. Let me get your hands raised. Who wanted the box of 8 crayons, or who wanted the box of 128 crayons? I was always 128 girl. Why? Why did you want the 128? But I know some of you wanted 64. You all can stay there. I don't know why, but hey. Why did you want the big box of crayons? It was diverse. It worked better. It was more colors. It was more things you can make. Your picture would be wonderful. And guess what? The person next to you picture didn't look anything like yours, because guess what? You didn't choose the same colors. But in a box of 8, everybody things kind of look the same, right? And that's not what we're here for. We're here to make sure that we, in this legal profession, know that we statistically have some things that we must continue to increase, not necessarily change. We're on the rise. We're coming up with our second black president. I cannot wait. All of us will be there in June, Chitty, to support you no matter what. If you need us, we're here. But I want to make sure that I leave you with, as I always do, which is 8:59, I'm almost on schedule, is that I live by the starfish poem. You know, and I had it on the back of my investigator for those who were there. Always reach back and help someone. And, you know, our shoulders are here. There's no reason why I'm here, why I got to where I am, why I got on the Court of Appeals. I have no idea how I got there or did it, but I just take that step of faith. But each time I move to a next level, I try to take somebody else to that next level. They stand on my shoulders. Some of them I fling. Yes, Jasmine, I know I threw you a little far. But some of them I take and I just throw and say, no, you have to go. And I definitely think that each time you have someone, that you should help someone. And everybody in this room, please try to find someone and sling them forward. And I see you all this afternoon for my other session. Do not leave. It's going to be really good. Thank you.